What if I told you Kenya just unlocked a trillion shilling secret to build its future without drowning in debt? This is Kenya News Update today. Coming up, you'll discover how President Ruto just signed a law that could transform every highway, railway, and airport in the nation, and why some experts are calling it a game changer for East Africa's economy. Meet the National Infrastructure Fund Bill 2026, signed into law on Monday, March 9, at State House, Nairobi. But here's the twist. This isn't just another government fund. It's a radical shift in how Kenya finances its biggest dreams. For years, Kenya has relied on public debt and taxation to build infrastructure. Roads, ports, railways, all funded by borrowing or your taxes. But this new law aims to change that forever. The clerk of the National Assembly, Samuel Njo J, explained it clearly. This bill is intended to mobilize private capital from non-traditional sources of infrastructure finance. It's also intended to reduce the over-reliance in public debt and taxation to finance capital and corporate infrastructure projects. Imagine that, a future where Kenya's growth isn't shackled by debt repayments, where private investors help build the nation. And here's what nobody's talking about. This law was born from public participation. Thousands of Kenyans contributed ideas, expert views, private sector input. It's not just a top-down decree, it's a collective vision. But then something shocking happened. The bill clearly defines what the fund will finance: national highways, expressways, railways, seaports, airports, every major artery of Kenya's economy. And it creates two entities to oversee it all: a governing council and a board, distinct functions, seamless operation. Parliament even gets oversight powers, including approval of the investment policy. This is transparency on a scale Kenya hasn't seen before. And then, the National Assembly created offenses for those who misappropriate funds. Consequences for corruption. A clear message: this money is sacred. Speaking at the signing, President Ruto stated, "The people of Kenya, through public participation in Parliament, have supported the passage of the National Infrastructure Bill, with thousands contributing ideas that enhanced governance and transparency in the final act. Parliament's approval demonstrates foresight and responsibility, strengthening the long-term foundation for the nation's growth and prosperity." But here's the part that will blow your mind. This comes just days after the National Assembly passed the bill, sponsored by Kimani Ichung'wah. Swift action, bipartisan support, a nation moving with purpose. Now zoom out, the implications are massive. Kenya, a lower middle-income nation aiming to be newly industrialized by 2030, now has a powerful tool. Market-based, yes, but with a strategic state hand. The economy of Kenya, driven by financial services, agriculture, real estate, all stands to gain from better infrastructure. Some say this is visionary, reducing debt reliance while accelerating development. Others whisper caution. Will private capital demand too high a return? Will the people truly benefit? But if not this, then what? More loans, higher taxes? The tension is real. A new path versus the old ways. And here's the unanswered question. Can Kenya attract enough private investment to truly transform its infrastructure landscape? The stakes are nothing less than the nation's 2030 industrialization dream. Do you think this fund will deliver on its promise? Or is it another bureaucratic experiment? Drop your take in the comments. Subscribe to Kenya News Update today for more breaking news that shapes our nation's future.